How's it going, YWC? It's 11/10/16, and it's time for Impact review. Impact just got off of the air, and it was a interesting show. A lot of story progression and some pretty good matches. Anyway, it starts off with Eddie Edwards and Eli Drake having some kind of promo showdown, talking about the main event match. Out comes EC3 and tells Eli Drake that, hey, you're not ready to be a champion. I'm putting all of my bets upon Eddie Edwards to retain. Out comes the Miracle, who says that he's the person who's defeated mostly everybody. Eli Drake's a dummy. And then it gets back to Eli Drake. Eli Drake calls everybody a dummy, calls EC3 the #1 dummy. Miracle attacks EC3. They start beating up Eli Drake, and Miracle start beating up Eddie Edwards and EC3. Out comes Moose, and the ring clears, and go to a commercial break, and it comes back. Moose versus Miracle, and this match is for, I don't think they explained this in Devil, or maybe I missed something. It's a no more contendership match, and it's a series of matches that they held throughout the show, but I do not know if it's like semifinal type stuff, like two people going into this match, one person wins, and then the next person it's two people fight, or would it be like a fatal four-way? I don't know. If somebody could tell me, that'd be great. But Moose versus Miracle, I think the match they had at Bound for Glory was way better, although this one had the Miracle doing a little bit more offense, a little bit more calculated offense, where he focused on Moose's leg and knee. And then in the end, the Miracle ends up winning with a count-out victory. And I know I hate count-out victories too, but the way the Miracle sold it and the way it was done, it made sense. The Miracle, although he was attacking the knee and everything, he got desperate, and Moose ran himself into the steel steps. Miracle beats the count, and the Miracle, his face is like he won by count out, but you couldn't really tell it. The guy is such a great heel. Anyway, after that you get a Hardy segment where Matt from last week, they were fighting the DDC, and he falls off of a forklift, and now he has amnesia. He can't remember that he's broken Matt Hardy, but he still talks in the broken Matt Hardy accent. So they're trying to get him to remember. They're trying to jog his memory. They're playing the piano and singing Fade Away and Classify Myself as Obsolete, and Matt just looking at it like, why you guys sing this stupid song? They do some of the Matt Hardy stuff. He's like, man, it's kind of silly. Like, who would do that? You think I'm magical? It's just a lot of parody upon the broken Matt Hardy character. It's basically, in this time, he's making fun of the character, not taking it too seriously, but then it is a storyline that, in a way, could be taken seriously. At the end, Jeff Hardy takes Matt to the lake of rejuvenation, and Matt Hardy, he's sort of like a wimpy type of sweater wearing douchebag, not douchebag, I think it's douchebag, but just a sweater wearing regular guy. He won't get in the water of the lake of rejuvenation, and Jeff Hardy says, look, if you're not going to get in the water and become broken Matt Hardy again, I would just go to Florida myself, Orlando, whatever, and fight the DDC myself. Then you have the Tribunal coming out, and they bring out Al Snow, who looked kind of bad. Not like physically, but like his walk was just like old manish, like it's cold, and my hips acting up. But anyway, the Tribunal come out and say they don't need Coach Al Snow. He's been holding them back. Nothing they did was for him. They get into a fight. The Tribunal beat up Al Snow. Out comes Shearer, and I'm thinking to myself, okay, there's two ways this thing can go. One, he could join the Tribunal, which would be good for Shearer, give him some kind of character. Or two, he could try to defend Al Snow, which is kind of like how Snow tortured this man for like months, but then again, it shows that Shearer has, you know, forgiveness and is, you know, a kind guy, which, hey, is breaking the Indian Middle Eastern stereotype of, hey, this guy is just a terrorist, he's a bad guy. So I applaud in a way where they went with this. Shearer tries to defend Al Snow. He ends up getting completely demolished by the Tribunal. Tribunal looking strong. I like the look they overhaul look. The all black. The judge. Uh, Baron Dex. Brazil Baraka. Big things on the horizon with these guys, hopefully. And if they team up Al Snow with Shearer as Shearer's coach and gets him to where he should be, it could be awesome also. And then you have another qualification match for the world number one contendership match. Abyss versus EC3. And if I'm not mistaken, this was EC3 and Abyss's first time having a match. Entertaining, especially Abyss. Like Abyss with this whole new character thing from Decay. He comes out, he's beating up EC3, and then he starts singing EC3's theme song. But in the end, surprisingly, I thought EC3 might win, but I didn't know he was going to win by submission. He actually tapped out by, I forgot what his name is, his finisher, his submission finisher, but he taps out Abyss. Very strong victory for EC3 after Abyss just pretty much laid waste to the man the entire match. Then you have Gail Kim coming out and bringing out Jade and saying she's about to announce something, and before she can do that, out comes Decay and, you know, basically Rosemary. Rosemary comes in, shoots Mist in Gail Kim's face, and Crazy Steve takes out Jade, where he pretty much trips up Jade and traps her, and then Jeremy Borash tries to confront Rosemary, and he gets choked up by Abyss, and then Rosemary puts Gail Kim in the submission. So I guess they're setting up maybe a three-way, or Rosemary is going to go through Jade first, and then get a thing with Gail Kim at next year at a pay-per-view or something like that. It's a weird transition because, okay, it was Decay, basically the men of Decay shining for these past couple of months, and now it's Rosemary's turn. I kind of think Rosemary could do this without Abyss and Crazy Steve, and you could put Abyss and Crazy Steve in a storyline separately, but I understand why they're doing it, because they kind of don't want to break up the group. And let's face it, when Decay was with Rockstar Spud, you were all thinking, where the hell's Rosemary? So I'll see where it goes. I'm especially excited to see Gail Kim versus Rosemary, especially with the prospect of Rosemary taking the Knockouts title and having a lengthy run, hopefully, or rememberable run with the title. Then you have the next match that was a qualifying match for number contendership. Trevor Lee versus Spud versus DJZ. And I think, Spud's been talking up becoming a World Heavyweight Champion, and if they want to do it at any time, this would be the perfect time. And I know a lot of people in the IFC, oh, Spud's too small to be a World Heavyweight Champion. It will be the death of every time anybody becomes TNA champion. It's the death of the company. They're not worthy because so and so, blah blah. So I could really give a fuck about your opinions, because no matter who comes TNA World Heavyweight Champion, you're gonna bitch anyway. But Spud has personality, character, and his heel tactics alone would justify him winning championship and keeping it with the despicable things. He's like one of the most despicable heels in wrestling. But anyway, Trevor Lee wins, like, really out of nowhere. Like, Trevor Lee was on the back burner on low setting, like pretty much just simmering. after his hot start in the company, and from nowhere, he's now a #1 contender, one match away from challenging the world title, and 2 matches away from winning the world title. Think about that. I'm happy for Trevor Lee. He wins after Rockstar Spud gives a low blow to DJZ and rolls him up. And I'm thinking to myself, well, okay, maybe Spud's gonna win, but then Trevor Lee comes out of nowhere, jumping high knee right to Spud's chin. Look absolutely disgusting, like the brutalness of Trevor Lee and the strength. Like he was throwing around Rockstar Spud like a stack of trash. And take that analogy how you want to take it, depending on your likeness of Rockstar Spud. But he was throwing the man around like a big pile of trash, and he hits the knee and then hits the Fisherman Buster or God's Gift, no matter what you want to call it. I don't like how he hit it today because it was like really loose and shit. He got him up and then like just I thought he did it where he trapped the leg at the same time, was more on the neck, but either way he wins. And I guess Rockstar Spud, not Rockstar Spud, but Trevor Lee's getting a push. I mean, I couldn't see GAZ winning because he already has the S.scoTT title and he doesn't really have any storyline. I would talk about the Team As Gold, but I'll save that for when another Team As Gold thing comes about. I got a lot to say about that. I'll talk about Team As Gold when I get finished this whole thing. Then you have Robbie E and Grado versus Lashley. Now, if Robbie E and Grado won, they would be in this match for the #1 contendership world title type thing. And when I heard this backstage, it was Aiden O'Shea talking to Grado and Robbie in there. He was talking about, well, you guys, you're in a handicap match, blah, 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 blah. And like, who it is like Lashley. I thought, like, man, this is a piss break. This should be a piss break, but something told me, just look at the match because it'd probably be over in like, what, 30 seconds or so. To my surprise, and this is where I hate to say it, WE gets outshined by TNA. They could have easily made this some kind of piss break bullshit throwaway match where Lashley just gets in the ring, spears him, and walks away, and that's it. But they actually, in a way, made Robbie E and Grado look, I'm not gonna say threatening, but decent contenders to Lashley together. For a while, they had Lashley on the ropes. Even Grado used his, not wrestling skill, but his tricks to get over on Lashley. But in the end, Lashley hits a spear on Robbie E, which was looked pretty good. Robbie E sold it well. Lashley moves on as expected. It would have been a huge shocker if he would have got beaten by these two guys. No disrespect, but it's Lashley. Then you have a segment where Aaron Rex is sitting in the back seat of a car getting chauffeured around, looking like Jerry Seinfeld with the pirate shirt on. And Jesse Goddard is standing there because Goddard's called Rex to meet him somewhere, and then Rex is like, well, there's Goddard. He's apparently been hitting the creatine too hard. Well, he's not really a threat. I'm gonna get out here and see what he's talking about. He gets out. Goddard is like, you know what? I'm gonna have a fight with you. And Rex says, no, you're not. And it's like they have a fight or whatever, and Goddard beats up Rex. Rex gets back into the car. So it's a good push for Jesse Goddard, and I guess the mystery of what is Aaron Rex using to beat Jesse Goddard, I guess, is kind of intriguing to see what the end is going to be. Anyway, then you get the main event. Eddie Edwards versus Eli Drake. Damn good match. At one point in the match, Eli Drake hits his finisher, blunt for his trauma, but Eddie Edwards kicks out. I guess they're building up that Eddie Edwards has a lot of heart, and He's very resilient. He's a very tough guy, even though his physical stature you would think, hey, he will get beaten by any move. But I guess that's the character trait they're trying to build upon Eddie Edwards. And Eddie Edwards, in the end of the match, he ducks a clothesline, comes off the ropes, and hits a Boston Knee Party and pins Eli Drake 1, 2, 3. He's celebrating, and all of a sudden the lights go out, and it's the DDC. The DDC start beating up on Eddie Edwards, and they lay him out with that move they do where they hold the guy up, and the third DDC member comes in, hits a brutal kick to the stomach region, chest, or whatever, and then the other guy holds him and hits a knee to the face, and one guy grabs the belt, puts on Eddie Edwards, and they're standing over Eddie, and all of a sudden, one of the guys takes his mask off, and it's Eddie Kingston. You know who Eddie Kingston is? He's a well-known indie wrestler. You follow the indies or whatever. Very well known for his striking ability and being a very good talker on the mic and a really good heel. Then the next person to reveal himself is the Chesterfield Plague, the Lunatic, Bram. And then the final member is James Storm. Now, this is a very, to say the least, odd pairing of three individuals. I could see why James Storm and Eddie Kingston would be involved in this anonymous corporate takeover type of group. And this is a Corgan, even though Corgan not with the company anymore. I can honestly say he was the spearhead behind this gimmick, because the mask that they use, I looked at some of Corgan's Revolution Pro stuff, and he had this one character that had the same mask where the guy was exiled from the company, and who was the guy? James Storm was exiled from the company. He's coming back with this anonymous slash V for Vendetta type mask type of thing to take over or get the World Heavyweight Championship. But I don't know where Bram fits into this, because the last time we saw Bram, he was either murdered or left for dead by Decay. So I would like to see why these three men joined up to form the DDC, and what does the DDC abbreviation stand for. The crowd was really behind the DDC. It got a huge DDC chant. I believe that merch is going to sell very heavily. And yes, I know people. I know it's another group faction that's going to take over or get the World Heavyweight Championship. Look, shut the fuck up. Every company has these type of groups, whether it's WCW, WWE, ROH, New Japan. New Japan is just brutal. They're clubs. They're not. They're fucking factions. Shut the fuck up. Every company has these factions. It's not about, oh, they have them every year. They have them every year. It's about how the wrestlers and the storylines play out to see if they're good. Not that they have them every year. Newsflash, asshole. Every wrestling company has factions every fucking year. It's the point of whether they fail or they are successful. But anyway, let me talk about this team that's gone. I already been talking for like 20 minutes. First of all, shout out to I Am the Zane. I agree with him wholeheartedly. Like, the team that's gold thing is very stupid. Not the entire concept, but the way it's presented. So, Team as Gold is three teams. It's a three-man team where they fight over a flag for the. Now that would not be bad. It's something new, something different. It's the fact that they gave Team Go for Broke without even winning it. They gave them the flag. And why is DJZ, the X Division champion, involved in something like this? He's already the X Division champion. People should be gunning for him, even his own teammates. It doesn't make any sense. Now, if you had somebody else in this position, okay, cool, and then you could have DJZ in a separate storyline. Then you would have the S Division storyline, and you would have the Team S Gold storyline. You could bring in guys from the Indies or other guys or whoever's not doing anything. You could do something with them. But the fact that DJZ is involved and they were just Team Go for Broke with just giving the flag, it ruins it already. But yeah. So Impact, pretty good show. The reveal of the DDC, I'm looking forward to more information on that. Anyway, I'm gonna get out of here. If you guys enjoyed the show, let me know. If you didn't, tell me why. I think Survivor Series is this Sunday, and I have also I think NXT. If I'm not mistaken, NXT also is there. So a lot of wrestling going on this weekend, and I'll catch you guys later. Peace out.